Should Sunstein be allowed to sue the network or Jones? Should he be allowed to force the network to take the advertisement down? Mary Winston runs a column in the local newspaper, stating that vaccinations are responsible for autism. Winston believes that the statement is true. But it isn't. Even so, the column is convincing many parents not to vaccinate their children, and is thus creating serious health risks. Can the local authorities order the newspaper to remove the column? Can they fine Winston? Can they mandate some kind of disclaimer, at least online? Is there a right to lie? About a pandemic, about health and safety, about a public official, about an actor or musician, about a neighbor, about science? If we are committed to freedom of speech, must we tolerate lies? What about falsehoods in general? How important is truth, and what should governments do to protect it? Intimate relations are defined by trust. I trust you, one person might declare to another at a defining moment. So are close friendships. Truth-telling is central to trust. Something similar can be said about relationships between employers and employees, or among people who work together at, say, a restaurant, a hospital, or a school. None of these relationships is likely to be entirely free from lies, but in some cases, deception turns out to be shattering. In politics, truth-telling is not exactly universal, but in politics, some lies can also be shattering. They are beyond the pale. What can be done about them? In a famous opinion, Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. wrote, "The most stringent protection of free speech would not protect a man in falsely shouting fire in a theater and causing a panic." Right now, a lot of people are falsely shouting fire in a crowded theater. They are causing panics. At the very least, what they are doing is pretty close to that. They are certainly shouting, and what they are shouting is false. In some cases, their lies lead to illnesses and deaths. In other cases, their lies cut at the heart of democratic self-government. Some of those lies come from foreign governments, such as Russia. Some of them are homegrown. They come from public officials and from politicians, or those who support them. Importantly, many false statements are not lies. People who make or spread them sincerely believe them to be true. Falsehoods are a broad category of which lies are a mere part. Some people say what they know to be false. Others are reckless. It should be obvious that they are spouting falsehoods, but they do not know that that is what they are doing. Still other people are simply mistaken. They had reason to say what they did, but they turned out to be wrong. These differences matter. When we are deciding whether a falsehood can or should be punished or regulated, it might be crucial to know whether the speaker was a liar, or reckless, or merely mistaken. But even the most innocent mistakes can be damaging and dangerous. Consider the case of Mary Winston, who was not a liar. People make mistakes about health or safety, and their mistakes cost lives. 2 goals. Notwithstanding these points, my first goal here is to deepen the foundations of what many people find to be a jarring idea. In general, falsehoods ought not to be censored or regulated, even if they are lies. Free societies protect them. Public officials should not be allowed to act as the truth police. A key reason is that we cannot trust officials to separate truth from falsehood. Their own judgments are unreliable, and their own biases get in the way. If officials are licensed to punish falsehoods, they will end up punishing dissent. As Justice Robert Jackson wrote in the greatest opinion in the long history of the U.S. Supreme Court, "Those who begin coercive elimination of dissent soon find themselves exterminating dissenters. Compulsory unification of opinion achieves only the unanimity of the graveyard."